Red Brick Media. High quality CDs, DVDs, lectures, khutbah, conferences and Quran recitations. All revenue generated supports our dawah work, supported by visiting our store. You can now purchase directly from our site www.redbrickmedia.co.uk.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن تبعه. أما بعد, my name is Assim Hakeem. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to get all of your names, and even if I do, I'm not going to remember it. I'm too old to remember names. But they said that we have to sit with the youth, and so you're the youth. Okay, let's try to get the subject to talk about. Any one of you feels that he is not wanted in the society, in his school, in his family, in his neighborhood? Anyone feels that he's not wanted? Raise your hands. MashaAllah, so you all blend in. You all love your families, right? Anyone who does not love his family? I don't love mine. It's okay. All is well. At school, anyone who has problems at school? One, good. He's the only truthful person. The rest are liars. What's your problem at school? Bullying you around. Anyone is being bullied in school? The only reason is they're the bulliers. They're the one who's doing the bullying. How good are you with your friends? How good are you with other students? Why is it important for us to be good to people? So that they would be good to us. But if they're not good to us, can we be bad to them as well? Is it the right thing to do? Are we living in a jungle, meaning that I have to be the oppressor, I have to be the strong one, I have to be the one who's doing the bullying, otherwise people would bully you? We are different. Are we different? Do we look different? Why? We have two eyes, they have two eyes. We have 2 ears, 2 arms, 2 legs. We're not different, are we? We look alike as humans, but still we are different. Why? Or should we be different? Should we look like them? Should we act like them? Should we be like them? Is there a sense about this? What's the difference between me and them? If I look like them, if I speak like them, if I live like them, if I have nothing to stop me from blending in and being like them, what's the difference? There is a difference. Shouldn't there be a difference between us and them? In the Fatiha, what do we say? اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, meaning guide us to the straight path. Whose path? صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, the path of those whom you have guided, and favored and blessed. Except what? Not the path of those who are, you have, how do you translate it? غير المغضوب عليهم. The one you've been angry with, and the misguided one. So there is a difference or not? The straight path that we follow is the path of the prophets, messengers, companions, and the path we're not supposed to follow is the path of مغضوب عليهم والضالين. Who are they? The Jews and the Christians. So now, are we different or not? We are different. Because when we behave when we act, what we do is not from our whims and desires. It is from the Quran and the Sunnah. So if I feel like, let me take a quick look now. Okay, none of you seem to have this Marine's haircut. You know the Marine's haircut? When you shave this bit and you keep only the top. If I would like to have this one, is it halal? Why? True, because the whole side, or actually the whole hair should be the same length. But there's another reason. Huh? Changing? Changing what Allah has created, or if I shave it all, it's still changing? No. Haircuts is not part of changing what Allah has created, because this has to be permanent. Temporary change is permissible. That's why I trim my mustache, though Allah created it to grow. I'm old, I cannot hear you, have to shout. Because the Prophet ﷺ forbade to shave part of it and leave part of it. You have to leave it all or shave it all. But because it's also imitating the disbelievers, and we're not allowed to imitate them. So someone says, Sheikh, you're wearing glasses, why are you imitating the kuffar? Is this a valid statement? No, because Muslims and kafir all wear it. Why are you wearing pants? Or actually trousers? Everybody's wearing it, Muslims and non-Muslims. So there's no problem in doing that. The problem is with your identity. Now if you see me in Alaska, would you recognize I'm a Muslim? Would you? You can tell I'm a Muslim, huh? Now, if I see you anywhere, can I say Assalamu alaikum, or I'm hesitant? I look at you and I analyze you. And I say, okay, let's see what relates him to Islam. Externally. I did not speak to you. I did not talk to you to know that you're a Muslim or not. I'm just visualizing. So I look at the pants. It's below the ankles. I look at the beard. It's shaven. Then I look at probably wearing the ring in here or here. And this is not permissible in Islam. I didn't know. Well, now you know. Maybe wearing an earring. Maybe putting a small tattoo. Maybe wearing a necklace. All of this is un-Islamic. So if I see you, I probably doubt that you're a Muslim, because I have no sign. Until you come to me and say, Assalamu alaikum, I'm a Muslim, then I can recognize you. What differs us from them is not a beard. The Sheikh have longer beards. You know the Sheikh? You know the guys with the turbans? They have longer beards. So are they better Muslim? No. It is not wearing this thobe that separates us. It is what's in here, in your heart. So what is in your heart? The love of Allah, the love of the Prophet ﷺ. How much do you love the Prophet ﷺ? A lot? If someone curses your father or your mother, how would you feel? Angry. But if someone curses the Prophet ﷺ or his companions, how would you feel? It's okay. Then you have a problem. And that is why your identity is extremely important. Your identity as a Muslim. And this identity must show in your school, in your neighborhood, and in your house. How can you be a Muslim if you abuse or disrespect your father and mother? Does any one of you disrespect his father or mother? Nobody would dare say yes. Do you? What kind of disrespect is there to your father? Give me an example. Lie to your father. talking back to your father, arguing, no. If it's a polite argument, I don't want you to go to this school, and you say yes, but it has this and this and this, and you talk nicely, this is permissible, it's not disrespectful. But when he tells you, go and put this in the kitchen, and you say, why me, not him? You're always picking on me. This is disrespecting. What kind of disrespecting to your mother? Disobeying. Talking back is same thing. Now there's something, yes. Raising the voice, very good. Raising the voice over your mother. One of the Salaf, Zayd al-Abidin his name, he was at one side of the house and his mother was at the other side of the house. And she said, my son, and he said, yes mother. And she repeated, my son. She didn't hear him. She said, yes, mother. And then he said, astaghfirullah, I raised my voice. And he freed 2 slaves just to compensate, to expiate for that sin. He thought it was a sin. It wasn't unintentional. One of the ways of disrespecting your mother is that dirty look you give to your mother when she says something you don't like. Do you guys do this? I see people smiling. You do this. When your mother tells you, your room is untidy, you're always like this, why don't you clean your room? Did we bring you from an orphanage? Did you bring you from the street? What is your response? A very bad look to your mom, as if you are belittling her, disrespecting her. This takes you straight to hell. So, this is your identity in the house. What is your identity in the school? Who among you does not curse or say foul words or foul language at school? Raise your hand. Okay, that's good. 4, 5 maybe. And the rest, it's all, you know, the bleepers words, I cannot say them. So, you know the words. So why do you use them? Because everybody else is using them. But you're not everyone else. You are a Muslim. I taught in my school, years ago, I was a teacher in Saudi Arabia. And for 15 years at my school, it was normal to beat children. We can beat them with a stick. Yeah. I never laid a hand on a student. I never said a dog or a donkey to a student in my life. I never cursed or said a bad word to a student. Not that I'm afraid of them. They're afraid of me. You know, like 20 years ago, I had biceps double the size. I was really huge. And they were intimidated. They were scared from me. But I treated them as men. I never cursed, not a single word. Not because I can't. I would love to. But my religion, my identity, my Prophet ﷺ never did this, and I would never do that. So this identity of yours is one of the greatest means of da'wah, of calling people to Islam. When you're a good Muslim student, everybody is using foul language. Everybody is cheating in the tests and exams. Everybody is lying. And you're the only one who does not lie, who does not cheat, who does not do something that people can say, ah, gotcha. What would this cause to the others? It would call them to look at this person. Why is he like this? Why is he different? In a good sense. Because he's a Muslim. Imagine how many people would accept Islam a few years later because they had a friend at school who did this and that. You remember Sheikh Abdulbari's speech yesterday? What did he say? He said something that one of his teachers every single day came to him and asked him, what does Islam say about this? What does the Quran say? He was 11 years old. Why would the teacher come to him and ask? Because he had an identity, no, not knowledge. He was a Muslim. He had an identity. Now, when is it possible for people to come and visit you? When people come and ask you in your school because you're a Muslim. Why do people come up to me, they don't know me, non-Muslims, and say, you're a Muslim, why do you grow the beard? What would I say? It's none of your goddamn business. It's an opportunity. So I say, listen, sit down, let's get some coffee. And I talk to them. And I tell them what Islam is. Don't look at the beard. Look what Islam really is. So your identity, being different in a positive way, not being different in the sense that you put two horns here and say, I'm different. No, being different in your character. Being different in being truthful, being kind, standing up for the truth, always trying to be generous and a good Muslim. This is what separates us from them. And likewise, in the society, in your neighborhood, do you litter? Anyone? Do you litter? Do you? Yeah. All of us. Why? Isn't this your country? Or isn't it? It is your country. You're living in it, it's your country. If it's not your country, then you should go somewhere else. But if this is your country, you have to take care of it. And not only that, if you throw something, what will the kafir say? Look at the Muslim. He's littering. If you're in your car and you're blowing the music, you don't have cars, do you? If you're on your BMX, maybe, on your bicycle, and you have a stereo at the back or whatever, and you're blowing music, what the kafir would say? Ah, respect, he's one of us. A Muslim doesn't do this. So a Muslim is always under the microscope. Whatever he does, people interpret this to be his religion. So that is why when I'm on the street, I drive well, in accordance to the speed limit. I never make any traffic violation. I always give way to the people. It's my way. Someone wants to cross the road, someone wants to come in, I will just say, because this leaves an impression in the hearts of disbelievers, in the hearts of non-Muslims, that Muslims are kind, Muslims are generous, Muslims are cooperative. Are you like this? Oh, Zakallah. Are you like this? Hello? People are sleeping. So, as a responsibility of those who live in Great Britain, in the UK, it is your responsibility to give da'wah. And the best way to give da'wah is to have your identity as a Muslim and to express Islam in your actions by obeying the law, by abiding by it, by being kind and generous. If you see someone in need, help them. If you see someone who's hungry, feed them. If you see someone doing something bad, advise them. And always remember that you are representing this religion. Always remember that you are representing Islam. If you do something bad, it's a sin. But it's a double sin, because you're sinful for doing something bad and you're sinful for giving the wrong impression, the wrong picture about Islam. Here is where you have to fight and crush the bad desires you have and the bad feelings you want to express. We have 9 minutes to go. If you have questions. Questions about identity, questions about Islam, go ahead and ask. Otherwise, we call it a day. 5 more minutes. Okay, I'm easy. Can I have my coffee? Jazakallah khair. Questions? you have a question, and that's why you came forward. Seriously. If you don't have questions, then I'm going to ask you. Shall I ask you questions? Yes, bro. There's no restriction for you to grow in beard at school. No, grow a beard. See, the problem is, growing a beard is mandatory in Islam. If it wasn't, I would have shaved it immediately. I'd love to be like everyone else, blend in. No one would give me that strange look. A few months ago, I was flying, and the captain of the plane was a friend of mine. So he said, come into the cockpit. So I was wearing the Saudi dress and everything, and I went into the cockpit just to say hi. And the guy said, sit down, watch the takeoff, and after half an hour, go back to your seat. So I did. And I was coming out of the cockpit, I looked at the faces of the people in the first class lounge, and there was until I came out, they thought I was going to hijack the airplane. So wherever I go, whatever I do, this is the impression I get because of my beard, because of how I look. Now, I would like to look like anyone else, unnoticed. But Allah Azza wa Jal will not be pleased with me. So I could care less about what people think. I do what Allah loves, and I try my best to make people understand. Whenever you want to do something, don't ask, what would my father say? What would my mother say? What would the people say? If Allah tells you to do it, you should do it, without any questions. Do you think that it will go unnoticed? Meaning like third, fourth week, mashallah, your skin is fair, so probably you're gonna have a good beard. So do you think that the fourth week, people say, mashallah, mashallah, good for you, nice beard? No, they will criticize you. They say, mashallah, Taliban? Are you Al-Qaeda? And what is this? You're becoming a mullah? Even the Muslims will criticize you. So, okay, Sheikh, come, give us a lecture. They're trying to put you down. Don't worry. You're doing it for who? Allah Azza wa Jalla. As long as Allah is pleased with me, I could care less. But the problem is, it's a very thin line. Because myself tells me to do a lot of bad things. Not only that, the society is encouraging me to do bad things. Yet the only source of encouragement I get is from the Quran and Sunnah, and this I rarely touch. This I rarely go back to for guidance. So you have to work hard, you have to do it for the sake of Allah, and believe me, in no time, everyone would become supportive of you. But it needs some courage for the first 3-4 months, and then it's normal. Questions? What's the name of the Liverpool footballer? Famous one? Gerrard. No, Rooney? Manchester United. Okay, you guys, mashallah, know your football well, right? What's the name of the 10 heaven-bound companions of the Prophet ﷺ? The 10 heaven-bound. The Prophet said, these are in heaven. And he named 10 of them. I'll give you a hint. 4 of them is Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali. So you have 6 left. You have to get the 6. You have to have the 6 right, or we will cut your pinky. No, this is too harsh. You have to get the permission first. You know that? One of them only? You know Gerard, you know whatever. Andre used to play here, right? The French Muslim. What's his name? Huh? No, there was a Muslim player, French. لا لا, not Zidane. Henry or Henry or Henry. Andre or whatever. Okay, let's see. 6 of them. If we do fail, we will torture you. No, one is not enough. Listen, when you go to paradise, will you know the people in paradise? They will tell you this is Abu Bakr. MashaAllah, I don't know him. This is Talha. Talha? Who's Talha? Oh, he's a great companion of the Prophet. I don't know him. This is Salam ibn al-Aqwa. You're kidding me. No, he's a great companion of the Prophet. I don't know anything of him. You don't know anyone in paradise. But if you take a tour to hell, you know everyone in there. Lady Gaga, mashallah. I don't say that she's in hell until she dies. Huh? Not yet. Maybe she becomes Muslim. Allah knows best. So you have to know your history in order to be proud of your identity. If you don't know the companions, if you don't know the 10 closest companions to the Prophet ﷺ, then you have a problem. Of course, you all know the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, right? Aisha, Khadija, Aisha, Fatima. No? Oh, sorry. So who knows the wives of the Prophet ﷺ? Aisha. This is what I said. Khadija. Maimuna. Do you know a wife of the Prophet by the name of Maimuna? Have you heard the name? Maimuna? Yes, Maimuna bint al-Harith. May Allah be pleased with her. Zainab. Who's Zainab? Asma. No. You're telling me yes? Asma is the sister-in-law of the Prophet. The sister of Aisha. Hafsa is the daughter of Umar. Habiba, the daughter of Abu Sufyan. Good. Who else? Sumayya bint? I don't know. No, Sumayya is not. Sumayya is the mother of Ammar ibn Yasir, who was martyred in Mecca. So she's not the wife of the Prophet. She was a slave. What else? Who's else? Salama rings a bell. Safiya rings a bell. No, Safiya was a Jew, and then she accepted Islam. She became the mother of the believers. You see where we are having a problem with the identity? We know. If I say like Ice Age 1, Ice Age 2, everybody knows about it. If I say Madagascar, what is it? Yeah, whatever. Everybody knows of it. I love to move it, use it, whatever, huh? He knows it. So we have a problem of identity. These people, if you have them in your heart, in the back of your mind, you become a good Muslim. Because every incident they did was representing Islam. But when you don't have a history, you don't have a future. If you don't know your history, if you don't know your companions, if you don't know the biography and the seerah of the Prophet, you have a problem of identity. So I think that we should wrap it up. Jazakumullah khair for this for this interesting talk, and inshallah looking forward for another one. Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم